And being able to connect to the power line, it seems relatively simple. It is the most complex process that I've ever had to learn in my business career to date. So now I just hinted at it. Let's go into number 2, which is power availability. I have here written distance of substation and utility capacity, but the main thing is front of the meter power. Okay, so front of the meter power means it's passing through the utility, right? So the local electrical utility is the one that's entered into the PPA, the power purchase agreement, with the end user, the hyperscaler in this particular instance. This is very important because to get front of the meter power to the site, you have to go through something called the grid. The grid is, if you just look outside of your window, my window's over here, if you just look outside and you can see a power line, that's the grid. The grid are these power lines, right? And being able to connect to the power line, it seems relatively simple. It is the most complex process that I've ever had to learn in my business career to date. So it usually is taking 4 to 7 years at this point in time. In some areas they're saying 2 years, but then they just keep moving their timelines back. Just know the things that you guys need to know is the grid interconnect is so important. These hyperscalers, these end users, these data center tenants, these AI data centers, everybody wants to make sure they have front of the meter power or they have a grid interconnect, because that ensures that this site is going to be a good investment for the long term. And that means when new power generation comes on, that the power generation in any other spot that's connected to that grid, they might have access to, which is super, super beneficial for that site and just the economics of it. So power availability, they want front of the meter power, but then how much of that power, and then when they're going to get that power, and then the cost of that power. And so anyways, power availability, just to boil it down, these end users and these tenants and these AI data centers, the hyperscalers, they want front of the meter power. Power availability, you not only need front of the meter power, but you also need redundancy, and that is super important. And so already, if you're watching this video and you have raw land and you just want to sell it as raw land, I think you can see why these sites go for so much, because there's so much work that has to go into it.